It's morning, day 3. Bit of a cold morning this morning. Nothing like a big climb to warm you up. Got about 1,000 feet to go before we climb up out of West Torrey Creek and up the Continental Divide. Woo! Oh, you can hear it just travel down the canyon. That was really cool. You could just, there's no delay. It was just like a constant echo. And finally, there's a good view of the valley that we're heading up and the Continental Divide there up top. That's not a deer, that's probably a bighorn sheep.
Do I see the horns?
That's cool.
He's probably who we yelled at last night.
Actually, yeah, I wouldn't doubt it. We heard some rocks fall last night in our sleep, and then kind of thought it was footsteps and then didn't hear anything else. It's probably one of these guys. Just a couple hundred feet to go. Now we can see our end point. We have to climb our way up out of that. Probably can't see them, but there's 3 more bighorn sheep right up, about halfway up the mountainside. So pretty much at the base of the climb now, and it's just a matter of picking your path. This is definitely one of those climbs where, you know, it looks worse from further away, but once you get right up below it, it's really not that bad.
Yeah. Going for the big rocks.
Oh yeah, she's coming down. Oh, it stopped too. Now it's just like precariously hanging there. We've just made it up to the top, 12,200 feet, just a little bit south of Shale Mountain, which is basically the northernmost 12,000 foot peak. We're basically just going to go up and over the divide. And looking back that way is Continental Glacier, and that big mass of snow and ice above is also Continental Glacier. And we actually walked across that whole thing in 2018 on our CDT thru hike. It's hard to believe we're at 12,000 feet. It's just so barren up here. It's just so vast. So we're basically just heading straight up over this and then down to the other side. And now I'm cresting the Continental Divide, getting our first view of all the peaks on the other side.
Gourmet hiking food.
What do you call that?
used to be blueberry and cranberry orange scones.
Oh, it's a scone. Okay, it's a scone ball.
One ball left. It almost hits the spot. With a little imagination, it's perfect.
The perfect consistency. You can see Continental Glacier there. That's the Continental Divide. All the water on the left side here flows to the Atlantic Ocean. Everything on the right flows to the Pacific. So we're dropping down off the divide down into this drainage here. And then we're going to work our way down to Faler Lake, down to the Clear Creek drainage, and hook up with Green River Lakes.
Wow! Wow!
Well, this is an awesome view.
Oh, yeah! Wow! Holy smokes! Check this out! This might be my favorite part so far.
And basically, we're going to work our way down at the edge of these rocks, where it's pretty much a drop off, and then go down the drainage on this side. So we're headed down this canyon here. It's the headwaters of the Roaring Fork River. Karen marking the way. It's actually surprised to see a couple of Karens. But this is our way off the divide. It looks to be a pretty good route so far. And this is the headwaters of Roaring Fork. This is kind of an interesting body of water because this is Continental Glacier, which is feeding Roaring Fork. Continental Glacier technically has massive ice that is spilling out onto the east and the west side of the divide. And it appears that Continental Glacier is actually draining into both the east and the west, or the Atlantic and the Pacific. It's pretty interesting. So this turned out to be a little bit more of a boulder hop than we anticipated. It's nice and grassy at the top, and now it's just all boulders. Slide down it then.
I think I'll stay on the left side of it. Looks like you could slide right down it. Oh, it's kind of bumpy there at the top. Oh, my ice axe. Oh! No. My ice axe.
Well, I'm glad that worked out.
I smelled it.
Yeah? Shooting sparks? I'm gonna go this way.
Okay.
It looks like you could get down this rock shelf down here.
Oh, I can go to that rock shelf.
And at least down here you can see the boulders are going to start to let up, have a little bit more grass to walk. Whoops. So that's pretty much it for the worst of the boulders. Glad to be down off of that. Now we're just going to follow Roaring Fork downhill for a ways. Yep, welcome to the club, partially wet feet.
It's about time.
And Katie's looking for a spot to cross the river, crossed a little bit downstream here. What we're actually trying to do is work our way up over this little saddle, kind kind of below where that waterfall's coming down. It's a good amount of water coming off that. And this is a perfect example of what I love about the Wind River Range. None of this stuff is named on the map. It's a pretty incredible waterfall just pouring right down off the cliff there. It's got to be fed by Continental Glacier. And over this side we have, yes indeed, more incredible views. The color of these alpine lakes are just mesmerizing. Gets me every time. Wow, this is a cool one. Looks like it just kind of flows off the edge there into the abyss. So we've just spent the last couple hours following a chain of unnamed lakes. We got one or two left to go before we get to Crescent Lake. Not bad for a no-name lake. Katie, how would you rate the scenic beauty of this unnamed valley?
It kills me. We don't even have numbers on these lakes.
No. This is the lake close to Crescent Lake.
It is just a beautiful day here at the lake next to Crescent Lake. One of the lakes. There's like 3 lakes right here. That's pretty crazy. What would we name it?
I would immortalize this lake with a name like Unnamed Lake. And we're gonna hit that trail, take it up over the pass down Faler Lake.
This is incredible.
And this is the lower end of Crescent Lake.
Look at that. There's my 3 peaks that I wanted to check out. I think.
Look at everything. leaving Crescent Lake behind, headed up over this pass. It's going to drop us down to Faler Lake. Wow, well, it's Faler Lake down there. I guess it's not that far.
No.
Gotta say, this has been one of my all-time favorite passes.
Me too.
It's not even labeled on the map. Faler Pass, Crescent Pass.
Oh my goodness. Ooh.
Yeah, and we got a lot of downhill ahead of us. I really don't even have the words. This is just beyond incredible. This is hiking at its finest right here. Oh, and there it is, Faler Lake. Absolutely beautiful. And here we are dipping below tree line again. Can you smell the pine trees?
Oh yeah, I love that smell.
Good to be in the forest again. And this is Faler Lake. And the map shows a trail that brings us down to the lake, but we need to go down to Clear Creek drainage down there. And there is no trail in the map. But like most things in the winds, there usually is some sort of trail or path to follow. Or so we hope. Go for the jump. Yeah.
want to go up there. That way.
So we're leaving Faler Lake, headed down to Clear Lake, and we notice all these spiky, pointy peaks there. And it's just part of Osborne Mountain. It's not a named peak on its own, but pretty cool. This is the creek coming down from Faler Lake down to Clear Lake. So far, no trail to follow. We appear to be on some sort of path. Game trail, actual trail, doesn't matter. It's leading us downhill in the direction we want to go. Yeah, there's a path through this. So there's been an intermittent trail, just disappeared. We've reached a steep spot on the left side here, and then we want to try the right side, trying to avoid some of the steepest stuff. But that means going through thorn bushes, crossing this thing. Well, what route are you thinking?
I think I'm going to go here, down across, on up, against this. What route are you thinking?
I was thinking maybe try and hop this somehow, or maybe even climb up over that and come down and see what that's like up there. You know, try and hop this over to that middle piece. What do you think? Jump it? It's a big jump with the slippery, you know, landing. Even if we get to the other side, there's really nowhere to climb out easily. So we've decided against trying to hop that log. So our next plan is to see if this log will work to get us across. So here's the log that goes across. It's got a lot of shit in the way. It'd be really hard to just walk that. It's on an upward angle too. Yeah, that's solid. There's actually another rock here too you could almost step on and then just step across. Yeah. Yeah. Well, hopefully that crossing leads to more prosperous, easy hiking on this side. We just crossed the river. You know, it's not very obvious to have to cross the river See Karen on both sides. And there's our first view of Clear Lake. Man, just incredible. Every single thing that we've come across has just been just out of this world.
Wow.
Well, after a 1,400-foot bushwhack downhill from Faler Lake, we just reached Clear Lake. I'm just hoping there's a clear path around it. Unfortunately, our problems are not over. We've got to work our way around this shoreline, and it's going to be pretty much impossible just to walk around, so we're going to have to work our way up and around it. And we're losing daylight. So I'm following the shoreline here and just got cliffed out. Really no other option but to go up. And man, does that look steep. There might be a chute that leads down to the other side.
That way. Still looks pretty steep.
I think that chute will work. So we just worked our way around the cliffs, headed back down to the shoreline, and we got our eye on this spot here for a campsite. Really hoping it works out. If not, back into the bush. Well, we didn't find a campsite by the lake. Now we're forced to bushwhack about 200 feet uphill.
There's another spot right there.
Katie, where you at? Okay. Yeah, this part's a pain. I cleared some stuff out for you. It's still a pain.
Oh, my foot's wet.
Well, after a horrendous bushwhack, we've just made it back to the shoreline again. And unfortunately, there's just nowhere to camp here. Well, today was a 13-hour day of hiking, but we finally found a campsite. Pretty good one at that, right along Clear Lake.